Hi everyone, welcome to Art Stories. Today we have our first ever episode with Silas Ononja, coming all the way from Nigeria. Hi Silas, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great, thank you so much for coming on. What time is it for you over there?
This is 7 minutes past 11 a.m.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, so similar time zone. Can you tell me what first inspired you to pursue painting and how your early environment shaped your artistic journey?
Okay, so as a child, I actually loved drawing as a child. I enjoyed drawing. So it's something I did for fun because I enjoyed it. So growing up, seeing my environment, then we had like kids in the street. Everybody wants to draw. Everybody wants to know who's the better artist, who knows how to draw better than the others. So I really didn't have that exposure of meeting painters or great artists in my environment because I grew up in like a remote settlement. So over the years after my primary and secondary school education, I went further to pursue art in Polytechnic. So I went for that to pursue art. So that was where I was exposed to paintings, and I saw some great paintings at the time. So I was scrolling through the internet and I found hyper realistic painting. So I was actually among the people who argued it wasn't a painting at the time because it was too real to be true. So over the years, I said, okay, if this is real, I'm trying to do something like this. I will just try to work on myself. And so over the years, the passion in me grew because I enjoy it. And if you notice, I like painting figures because I like expressing myself on figures. Sometimes my mood, sometimes how I feel, it's something I enjoy doing. So I just try to go into it and say, okay, let me improve on myself in painting and see what I can get from it. So that's what inspired me to go into painting from the onset because my passion for drawing led me into painting.
Right. Yes, I wonder if that's how it all starts because I feel like I had a similar journey. You start with drawing and then you feel more curious to play with other materials. Thank you. That's so fascinating. I know you mentioned in your bio your solo exhibition Freedom.
Yeah.
How do emotions come up in your artwork or how do you play with emotions and how do you express
Okay.
them
So
through
like
your
that
work? What
painting, the exhibitions I titled Freedom with, um, it's a body of work where I did of people breaking out from plastic, like they are breaking out from plastic. So now, what inspired the exhibition was the fact that okay, I grew up in a environment whereby it is believed that if you're not from this certain part of the country, you're not supposed to be successful, or if you're not from this part of this certain religion, you're not supposed to be successful. So it's all about the mental slavery that has enslaved a lot of people. So the idea was breaking out from it, breaking out from the barriers. Now, the whole thing came up when I left where I was born. I left the environment where I was born. So I came down to Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. So I was exposed to a lot of things because there's a lot of development and technology down here. So I was exposed to a lot of things, so then I realized, wait, all those things they tell us, if you're not like this, if you don't do it like this, it's not supposed to be so. We just have to express ourselves at the end of the day because they try to cage us to think like this, to walk like this, to behave like this. So the whole idea of the freedom series, if you check, if I don't know if I have any of them, but I don't know if I can show you a painting that is beside me. Or can I show you a painting beside me? Yeah? Okay.
Yes,
Um
please. Yeah, that would be great.
okay.
Thank you.
Like look at this painting, right? Now this is like from the freedom series, from the whole freedom. Now this is someone inside a plastic with water dripping down from her
Wow.
picture. Okay, her face. So now the idea is
That
now
really
the plastic, right, is the environment, the force is trying to keep you back, to keep you in check. Now you see that she tore that part of the plastic so she can be able to think for herself, to express herself, to expose herself. So that's the emotions I try to create in my paintings. Now if you let me show you again one more time. So if you look at the
Yeah,
eyes.
please. I can. I could feel it. I
Exactly.
immediately just
So
felt a rush of emotions.
exactly. So that's
Oh
the
my
idea.
gosh.
That's what I actually meant when I said I try to express myself and share emotions in my paintings.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that painting as well. I feel like that really just clicked because I just wanted to hug her. It's so beautiful, and you did an incredible job. I know you also have hyperrealism
Yeah.
as well, and that's one of your skill sets, which clearly is definitely a strength. What's the most challenging? Well, so many questions. Okay, wait, before we move on, why did you use purple for the plastic?
Oh, okay. So there wasn't any particular reason for that. Now I'm representing I was trying to talk about a womanhood, like a woman, a girl child, and most children I know, most girl children I know, they love the color purple and pink, and so it's a mixture of
Mm-hmm.
magenta and purple and all that. So it's more like, yeah, as much as you're inside this plastic, which is a purple and pink plastic, which what you love, but at the same time, probably not what you need because you need to think for yourself and express yourself as well. So that is why I just
Right.
use it. It's
Almost.
not really, there's no like a symbolic meaning of color, but it's just, I just use it to represent the environment. Now I have
Right.
other ones that have different colors as well. So it all depends on the emotions I feel at the time.
Right. So there is a symbolic meaning because you did specifically choose that color to represent that the essence of the female in it, which is really interesting because I think that definitely made it hit a bit harder of
Yeah.
kind of a soft, innocent feel of this little girl. Wow. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so excited to see the rest of your collection. I'm not sure what you're bringing to the art show in April,
I'm
but
definitely
oh,
coming with
that's
this one.
exciting.
I'm definitely coming with this one.
Yeah, please do. It's so beautiful. It's really powerful, honestly. I felt like a loving like jolt.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you for doing it. I know I'm sure it's not easy to pursue your passion. So now, well, now that I've seen the hyperrealism for myself, it requires incredible attention to detail. What do you find most rewarding or most challenging when trying to do what you do?
Okay. It's challenging actually thinking about it to begin with, thinking about making something realistic. It's first of all challenging because it's going to cost you time, and that time could have actually used it
Mm,
to. So I do hyperrealism and I do some bit of realism and just not detailed realism. So hyperrealism take me a lot of time to get to create them as much as I want because I want people to look at it and relate to it. I want people to look at the eyes and feel it because I love painting eyes a lot. So I love painting eyes.
me
So
too.
I want people to look at the eyes and feel whatever they are feeling. If it's an exciting feeling, or if they are feeling anxious, or there's an anxiety in their feeling. So I want people to feel that. So now the challenging part is actually getting it right because it takes time. It takes
Mm,
a lot of time, sometimes weeks, months to get it right, and sometimes it gets frustrating
yeah.
when it's not coming out because you're an artist, I believe. So there are some paintings you do and then you're not getting it right. It messes up your whole day. Sometimes you just feel frustrated and you don't get happy with yourself and all that. So that's the part. That's the challenging part when it's not coming out the way you want it. Because we all have a mental picture of what we want in our head, in our mind.
Mm,
But sometimes our hands can't really create what we have in our mind. So that's when we start feeling
mm,
frustrated and stuff like that. So when I have a mental picture of how I want the painting to look like, and my hands are struggling to
mm,
create what I want it to look like, then I get pissed off and then
mm,
sometimes it messes my whole day up. But at the end of the day, I feel the satisfaction when it comes out the way I want it, the way I would have imagined it in my mind. And it comes out that way, like the painting comes out as how I want it. And also, I feel more satisfied and fulfilled whenever I see people relating to it. So that's the best part of it. That's where I feel the level of satisfaction. So that takes away all the
mm.
challenges I had while creating the paintings.
Right. Yes, I totally relate. I know what you mean. And you're sometimes just not sure exactly what's off, but you know something's off, and you're
Yeah, you know
staring at it
something is
for
up.
days, and you're like, I just don't know what it is.
And
Very
the funny thing is,
interesting.
other people cannot see it. You try to ask someone. I think you tell someone, I think something is up with this painting, and they be like, I think it's okay. No, you say something is up. It's okay. But you don't saying something
I
to
know.
say.
When I used to paint at my parents when I was younger and I lived there, that my mom would just start to take the paintings away because I'd be working on it for weeks or months or years, and I'm like, something's just not right. And she's like, it's done. It looks great. I'm taking it away from you. Otherwise, you're never gonna finish it.
That's the truth. And there's no finished artwork actually. There's no finished artwork. We just stop it
I
at some
agree.
point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I had a question as you were speaking. Um, is there ever any time that it comes out different than you expected, but better than you expected, and you're surprised and you leave it, or does that then start a new path for you in creation, or how does that work, or are you always quite clear with how you want it?
Okay. Yeah. There's so many times it comes out the way I don't expect it, the way I don't want it. Sometimes bad, sometimes comes out better. But most of the times when it comes out bad, I abandon it. Not like I abandon it completely, but I let it be. Like I
Yeah,
try doing something else so I can clear my mind up. Maybe I try going
right.
out for, yeah, I feel like at that point my head is stuck. I'm having artist block there. So the
Mm,
more I try to do it, the more I try to correct it, looks like I'm making it worse. So sometimes I allow the painting, maybe go off the studio or hide the painting. Sometimes I hide the painting so I don't get to see it. So maybe after a day or two
smart.
of doing other paintings, then I come back to it and I can finally see what I was missing, or I can see what I did wrong. And sometimes it helps me because I like going back to my paintings and then be like, wow, I can't believe I did this. Like, what was I thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you. How many pieces are you usually working on at a time, or how does your painting schedule look like? Is it seasonal? Are you always painting throughout the year?
Yeah, I actually paint throughout the year, except when I'm traveling, except when I travel to, for example, last year, I painted for a period of time. I traveled twice to the US last year, so yeah, on those times when I travel, I didn't paint, but when I'm back to the studio, I continue painting. So I paint all through the year, except I traveled out from my studio, something like that. So that's how. And also,
Hmm.
I usually paint like two paintings at a time. Currently, this one is actually not finished yet, and then there's still one I'm working on. So I do that so that it helps
Mm,
me not to get bored or tired of one particular painting since it takes time to finish. The longer the painting takes, sometimes get frustrating. So I try to do the different paintings at a time so that I don't get tired.
I'm the same. Give yourself a little bit of a break and then you can come to that one. Or you might need it to
Exactly.
dry logistically.
Exactly.
Interesting. Thank you. So I read you studied at the Fine Art, and forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly, Benet State Polytechnic.
Yeah, you're
Is
right.
that right?
Yeah.
How did that influence your technique or your artistic perspective? Or just did that change anything for you?
Okay. What that did for me was help me love painting. But in terms
Mm,
of changing my artistic perspective, I don't think it did. It didn't actually, because I love realism, and in school there we don't really they don't encourage realism. They feel like, oh, that's not art. You just have to be doing abstract. You have to be doing abstract and stuff like that. So, but they made me love painting. But they didn't make me. They didn't affect. It didn't affect my style of painting. Now, what actually affected my style of painting or my paintings today is the people I met after school. Because after school, I had the opportunity to meet with artists that are doing well already. I studied, I went online, I saw some great artists in Europe, in US, around the world that are doing well, that I love what they do. So that actually helps me to improve myself. But I won't say the school actually helped shape what I'm doing right now. It didn't. It only helped me love painting.
How interesting. That's beautiful though, and it's nice to hear the reality of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. Fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes
So how
the
did
school. Okay. Go on.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying
I was just going to
sometimes the
ask
school.
how
All right. Go on.
Oh, I think it's maybe a little delayed. Okay, you were saying sometimes.
Okay. Sometimes the school system really they teach you what they want you to know, not what you should know sometimes. So I feel like back in school there, they taught us what they want us to learn. So and that wasn't what I wanted to learn. Because I remember I wasn't really getting
Mm,
good grades from the when I first started. My first year wasn't really good because my first year in school wasn't really good because I loved realism. So I tried doing realism and then I got failed woefully because they don't like realism. So so that was why I just said the school didn't really influence my style of painting. Actually, what influenced my style of painting is the
mm,
people I met after school.
right. That's nice to know that you've had that passion since a young age and you didn't allow it school and what's expected of you to change that and influence you because I do think people think, well, if you get an A or a B or a C, then you're good or you're not, but you've
Yeah,
followed your purpose, it sounds like.
yeah, thank you.
And okay, so many questions. Growing up, how did you find your culture influencing your artwork? Were you supported? Because it sounds like there was this mindset around whether you're successful or you're not. If you're from certain places, did you have to overcome something? Was your family supportive, or were there a lot of challenges?
Okay, yeah, yeah. From the onset, yeah, from the start. First of all, I had to break. Oh, that. In fact, that is what inspired the Freedom series because I had to break that barrier of artists I never do well. That is the belief at that time. Artists I never do well, and the reason I won't fault them for thinking that way because there were some couple of artists around that were more like causing nuisance and more like scavengers around. So yeah, they don't not like they are doing well, but they don't really dress well. They don't look good. They look unkept. So it is believed that okay, artists are just rough people who don't take care of themselves and stuff like that. So from the start, I really didn't get that support at the end from the beginning, but my dad was supportive at the end, from the beginning, from the day one, from the start. He was supportive. He helped me. He got me materials. He got me sketch pads. He got me pencils. He got me everything I needed as a child. So that helped me because knowing that he was doing that because he thought I just loved drawing. But at the end of the day, I would just go and get a job or go and study a course that will get a job and then I'll forget job. So he never knew I wanted to be an artist. He just thought, okay, maybe he just loved drawing. At the end of the day, he'll get a job and do something better with his life. But that helped me because that was for me that was a lot of support I needed. So along the line, my
Mm,
over the years, my mom had to come through as well because she wasn't really a fan of it from the start. But after seeing that, okay, this is what I love doing, this is what I enjoy doing, she had to support me as well. So yeah, and that's how they helped me because that was the only support I needed. People from my circle, people from my inner circle. As long as they are happy with what I'm doing, I'm good. I don't care whatever anybody thinks around me. As long as my inner circle is okay with what I'm doing and they're supporting me, and that's what I needed. So that helped me a lot.
that's beautiful. That's nice to know that it's interesting to hear you said the level of support that you needed, where it's nice that it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't 100%, oh my God, you're going to be an artist and everything's great, but just that's all you needed to launch you
Yeah.
really into this. Because you've done exhibitions all over the world. What different locations and was it very challenging to get yourself there? Or did you find the universe sort of made a beautiful flow and it's working?
Okay. Yeah, I've had exhibition in Belgium and then I've had one in the US. So on both occasions, it wasn't possible for me to be present at the exhibition for different reasons.
Hmm.
Now, for the one in Belgium, the gallery actually collected the paintings from me. They got the paintings from me. Okay, the gallery found me where I was still coming up. So they saw what I was doing and they liked it. So they were buying the
Hmm.
paintings from me at a good price at the time. So they had these intentions of exhibiting my work someday, but they were not working with me. They just saw my paintings, they liked it, and then they paid for it. So at the end, then after a while, they had a good collection of my works, and they decided, okay, let's do a solo exhibition for this guy. So they did a solo exhibition, but I couldn't
Hmm.
be present in Belgium. So although the exhibition was a success, yeah, it was a huge success though. So that was my first show, and then the one in US, and that was in 2022. Now the exhibition happened, and what happened? Why I couldn't be there was my visa came late. My visa came after the show.
Uh,
Yes, but although I had people I trusted that was helping me organize the show and everything, so it was in Chicago. So that was in 2020, September of 2022. So while they were working
mm,
on their part, I was battling with the embassy down here in Nigeria because there was so many people applying for visa at the time. So it came in late. So my visa came in December, and the show was already done in September. So I couldn't make it for that show for the solo exhibition. But all the exhibitions actually have been a success. Like have been a success. So but I was able to go to the
well,
US last year, but although not for my personal show, I went to attend some other shows as well. So yeah, it
for
was a
you.
success. But
No,
it
that's
was challenging
incredible.
trying to do that.
I can imagine that must have been very stressful, but it's nice. Quite literally, the show went on and
Mhm.
it went great and all is well. And now you'll be exhibiting in Vancouver in April. I hope everyone can come see his work. How how did you find just over time has your personal growth developed or what's changed within you as you've become a more well successful and known artist?
Okay. Now, the only thing I would say very well that changed in me is the fact that I became more free. I became more free, uh, expressing myself on the canvas.
Mm,
Now, before I was limited to the fact that I'm pouring too much emotions on my canvas. People might not relate to it. So now seeing that people love what I do, they enjoy what I do, it helps me to be more free to express myself on the canvas, to express myself, to tell my story on the painting, and people are going to love it. So it helped me, and it helped me improve myself, and it just reminded me that okay, I needed to work on myself. I needed to because there was someone that told me the reward for hard work is more work. So it just told me I need to work more harder to just put in myself, push myself further. So that was what it does. That was what it did to me. It helped me to work on myself and put in more work on myself and to be more free in expressing myself.
isn't that the key to life, self-expression?
Exactly.
What ways did you find what ways did you find that you kept working on yourself as an artist or in other areas of life as well? Just what evolved for you?
I didn't get that. Sorry.
I said, in what ways did you find you worked on yourself in terms of an artist in your skills or in other areas of life as well?
Okay. I think in every aspect I actually worked on myself. Now, um, and one of the reasons, like when I was talking about the freedom thing is, um, how I worked on myself was to be liberal. Let me put it that way. Actually, it helped me to be. I actually worked on myself to be liberal and accept people for who they are and what they are and what they stand for, what they represent. Now, like I said to you, sometimes there are some things you teach a child, it grows with the child. It takes a while before they start unlearning those things when they find out that these are not the right thing to do. Now, I grew up in a society whereby you have to do things like this, it has to be like this, things have to be like this. And so now what changed was traveling. Traveling actually helped me. Traveling to other parts of the world helped me to see that okay, you just have to. There are people who do these things, and they are not evil people. They are good people. It doesn't mean they are bad because we're meant to believe that oh, if you don't do things like this, then you're the bad person. Then I found people who do things like the way they say they shouldn't do it, and they are actually good people. Sometimes the nicest people are the people they tell me not to associate myself with. These are the nicest people I've met. So growing up, it has helped me to accept people, to learn to understand people for who they are and accept whatever they believe. And that has actually changed in my work as well. Because right now, I can, like I said, I can express freely on my work because it's definitely going to speak to somebody. Now, I've been able to understand that life doesn't just start and end with me. It doesn't just start and end in my environment. It goes a long way. It goes far beyond what I can imagine or what people can imagine. So the moment you start to accepting that things are never going to be done the right way because there's no right way, neither is there any wrong way. Everything is just the way it should be. So the moment I start accepting things for what they are, I think it has helped me change my mindset, change my perception about people, change my. It just helped me to be more free and a happy person, actually.
Yeah, I'm just taking it all in. That was so beautiful and so inspiring, honestly, of just really how anyone should be, and not necessarily. I just read a book about our own perceptions, whether something's right or wrong, and instead of us having a perspective towards it and an opinion, just simply accept and sit back and just embrace whatever it is, and life will be a lot better.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you. Do you have, on that note, a mantra you say to yourself, or a quote or a prayer that maybe is a daily affirmation of sorts that just helps you move through life?
Yeah. Yeah. I the more important thing is everything's gonna be okay. That's what I always remind myself. Now, um,
Mm.
that started being what I say to myself. 2 years ago in 2020, okay, 2023, like that was the year I went all through without having to sell a painting. Now, this is what I do for a living. This is my job. This is where I earn a living. And for a year, I didn't make a sale as an artist. So it was trying to get into me, but then I just keep reminding myself, don't worry, everything is gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything's good. That's why I kept reminding myself. So also when I went to US last year, I went to Chicago last year, I didn't have friends. I didn't have I had someone. I know a few people. I just went to visit just for a few days just to go to galleries and just see artworks and all that. So it was boring, actually. It was boring not knowing people, not being able to communicate with people, be friendly with people because I've actually been living a life of that was my first time traveling out from Nigeria. So it was kind of hard for
Mm.
me to associate and all that. And going out to the grocery stores and going to restaurants and seeing that what they sell is in dollar and comparing that to the exchange rate back home, that's a lot of money. And so I just like everything will be fine. I just remind myself like Silas, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Just keep accepting things the way they are. Just trust God because I'm a firm believer. I'm a believer. Sorry, I'm a believer. So I believe that everything will be fine. Everything will be okay. So I just learned to. So that's what I always say to myself. That's my favorite. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I wasn't here by chance. I was here for a reason. So I just tell myself everything will be fine. So that's why I remind myself every day.
I love that. Well, it is working out fine. You're making absolute milestone leaps for yourself. It's really impressive and courageous and admiring. Yeah, admiring. So thank you for putting yourself out there and sharing your work with the world because it's incredible and I'm so excited. I feel like you've already obviously been doing an incredible job, but almost also just the beginning.
Thank you.
I'm interested. Why did you feel called to go to Chicago? If that was the first place and you went on your own, that's a pretty big action
Okay.
to take. Was there something calling you there?
Yeah, I okay. So I did like I told you, I did my first exhibition there, my solo exhibition there.
Hmm.
So I did my exhibition in 2022, but I couldn't go there.
Hmm.
So I thought, so in 2023, when I got my visa, I wanted to go there so I can connect with people that actually interacted with my works at the exhibition, so I can get to meet some people, some collectors, and also the organizers of the exhibition because I don't even know them like physically. We only got to know through the phone
Mm.
and all that. So I just thought, okay, even if I can, let me just go there for a few days and get to know these people, get to meet with these people, and let me just explore. I just wanted to explore. I just want to see things. I just want to just use the time and just see what's going on out there. So that was why I chose Chicago because it's not like I'm familiar with the city already, but because at least I've done an exhibition there, so I won't be a complete stranger there. A few people might know me.
Right.
That's why I chose Chicago.
Yes, a part of you has almost already been there because your work has, and that's a huge
Exactly.
aspect of yourself. Mm-hmm. Think. What are some of your future aspirations? Do you have? I don't necessarily know if goals is the right word, but is there a vision you have, or what's sort of how would you like your work to show up in the world?
Okay. Um, First off, I just want to be a successful artist, a very good one at that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my goal is to improve on myself, on my work, so I can be as successful as I can be. And whenever I step into the museums, I went to the Institute of Arts Museum in Chicago. I saw a lot of works. I went to a museum in Atlanta. I saw some works, and I want my works to be showing there too. I want my works to be in museums too. So it's a goal for me to work hard and get my works to be showing in museums as well. So in the meantime, I'll just have to be working on myself, doing exhibitions, and
Mm-hmm.
putting in the effort and trusting that one day I'll have my works in one celebrated around the world, like the Mona Lisa, the the Lady Pierre, or some. There's so many paintings out there. I just want. So that's my goal. So for now, I just have to be working hard towards that.
Mm-hmm. I trust that as well. I see that for you. I'm really excited to go. I interviewed him on our podcast way back when. I'm very excited. I'll manifest that for you as well.
Thank you
Have
very
faith.
much. I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's the best feeling having belief. How do you maintain your unique voice in the art world? Like, have you noticed? I know you talked a little bit about your styles, but it seems like it's almost been unwavering since you were young. Do you find that that's what you're most called to, or is there often times that you think, oh, I want to do something completely different, or do you really have this strong vision and this is my strength?
Okay. Now, I love, like I said, I love realism. I love hyperrealism. So that's what I've been doing for years now. So I just tried more
Mm-hmm.
recently. I tried something else. I tried not really hyperrealism person. I just tried realism. So this is what I love, but I just like to explore. I also love to explore other technique, other styles of paintings. I just love to express myself in different forms of painting and all that. But at the end of the day, I still find myself returning back to hyperrealism because that is where I find myself so comfortable in. But I try
Mm-hmm.
other medium, other ways of paintings, other forms of realism. But it's just what I love is just hyperrealism, and even if I go to something else, I still find myself returning back to doing hyperrealism, and I find myself more satisfied doing that. Like it gives me more joy doing that, especially when the details are coming in place.
I can relate. I can't say I do hyperreality at all, and I highly respect you for the patience and focus that you have to do that. But I do find I also come back to always doing some form of portraits or eyes. I love the eyes as well. Do you often paint portraits, or how do you choose what you're going to paint? Or are they people you know, or is it just in your head?
So I have a sketch pad, right? I could be in a bus or
Mm-hmm.
I could be inside my room, and then an idea will come in. So the first thing I do is to sketch. I'll just sketch the idea, and then the next thing is to create the idea. Now, sometimes the idea might require me to use some people to model some people to create what I want. Then I can just look for people around me and I can model because I have my camera, my everything to do my photo shoot and all that. So when I have the idea of what I want, I sketch my ideas first, and then I get people. If it requires mod using the model, I get people to help me model and different kind of things and all that. And then sometimes I go out to take shots of landscapes and everything like that. And so it helps me put together the idea. So, but first off, I have to sketch my idea. So then creating it, I sometimes, if it requires me using the model, I get models to help me set up the way I want it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you carry your sketch pad everywhere with you always?
And not always though, but I carry it's always in my house and it's but I don't go with it everywhere though. There are some places I'm going for an event like
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't really go with it everywhere, but some places I have always have my sketch pad on me.
That's really nice. Do you find there's certain times when you get more ideas or less, either in the day, time of year, or just a mental state that you're in?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think ideas just flow in whenever they come. Like uh and sometimes I get ideas whenever I'm working on a painting. For example, I might be doing a
Mm-hmm.
painting and then an idea will just come in and be like, okay, why don't I make this painting a series? Try something else again. Let me make it a series. Let me tell a story about this painting. So I might be working on one particular painting and then the idea of making another part of the painting will come in and then I start then I while I'm working, I'm already thinking of the next one because that helps me. Yeah, I think I get more ideas whenever I'm working on the painting. So the idea of a new painting comes into my head that will relate with whatever I'm working on or could be different from whatever I'm working on. So I won't say there's a particular time of the year, but I feel like my painting comes anytime. My ideas come in anytime. Like it could come in now, it could come in later, but at least in a week I should have an idea, have ideas to work with.
Right. Yeah, it's like an author. They say that sometimes to get past, what is it, writer's block, it's not necessarily think of the ideas, but just start writing and then it'll flow and you'll be able to
Exactly.
move forward with it.
Exactly.
Wow. Do you have a close inner circle now full of artists, or are you kind of one of a kind in your community?
Oh, no, I have friends. I have so many artist friends. So in Nigeria, it's like an art community. We have so many great artists here. So we sometimes communicate, we sometimes interact, sometimes share ideas because we're all into different forms of art. I have friends that are into photography, different forms of paintings and all that. So sometimes we share ideas. We get to catch, um, get along together, try to know what everybody's doing, share ideas of what's going on in the art world. And so it helps us at times. It helps a lot.
I agree. Do you listen to anything when you're painting?
Yeah, I listen to music a lot. I listen to music and I listen to some motivational podcasts. So
Me too.
yeah, so it helps me a lot. I listen to good music and motivational podcasts.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same, honestly. I often have YouTube videos playing for like
Yeah.
8 hours.
Wow.
How
That's
have you found have you found technology has influenced either your art or your reach of your art?
I feel like social media, social media is actually a good way to is a very vital technology which has helped me because um I think social media actually helped me a lot to share my art to the world. Helped me to be able
Mm-hmm.
to reach out to, like I said, I did an exhibition in Chicago without even knowing the people I was exhibiting with. Social media. So I
Right.
think social media actually helped my art to reach out to more people than it should have because I'm actually working at home. I'm in the studio right now. So and it's in my house. I don't think anybody will be looking for me down to this if they don't see my work on social media.
Right. 100%. No, that's great. Yeah, it's incredible. I agree.
Yeah. Thank you.
How did you find, yeah, what are some of the toughest challenges you faced? I know you've touched on a little bit already, but are there any really monumental moments that you've overcome as an artist?
Not being able to sell my artwork for a year, that was one thing I've
Mm,
overcome and I'm grateful I did overcome it. Without I I I didn't stop working. That's the thing. I didn't stop working. I kept working. I kept painting. I kept doing my thing. Normally, I would have been discouraged. I would have just left the whole thing, but I just kept believing and just kept doing the right thing because that year I was planning on. There was just things just didn't go right. Things didn't go right. Too many problems here and there. Um, you know, for like it or not, we need money. We all need money as an artist. So
mm-hmm.
when the money is not forthcoming as it should be, it sometimes affects the work and all that. But I was great. I'm thankful that I didn't give up. I didn't. So that I think that's my biggest challenge that I've experienced being an
Mm-hmm.
artist, like going oh a 1 year of drought, like 1 year of drought. That was a lot for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's stressful, and that's your main source of income, and you need to survive
Exactly.
and do everything else that you already have. But it's exciting to see because now you have. Um, so is Art Vancouver your next exhibition?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have places or areas that you'd like to that you dream of exhibiting in
Um.
specifically, or just anywhere really?
Actually, I don't have a particular area I'm thinking, but I've not really shown my works in Europe. Yeah, okay, I've shown my
Mm.
works in Europe, sorry. I've shown in Belgium, I've forgotten. So, but I feel like, yeah, I think I need to do more exhibitions around the world. Like, I don't have a particular place, but I just feel like more people need to see my work. So there's no
Mm-hmm.
particular area I want to. I just want more people to see the work. So if it's Europe, if it's
Yes.
Asia, if it's other parts of Africa, if it's in America, I don't mind. But I just want to be able to show the world my work.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, let me start with Vancouver for this year. Let me start with Vancouver.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm very excited. It was incredible last year and very admired and appreciated and respected. What kind of legacy? I know you talked a bit about emotion, but what kind of legacy do you hope to leave with your art, and how do you wish for it to impact future generations?
Now I want to leave a legacy of someone who came from nowhere, who came from nothing, who believed in his craft, who believed in his skill to become something. Because, like I said earlier, I didn't really grow up in a wealthy society. I grew up in the streets. So I want a point where I want to leave a legacy whereby people will have to believe in themselves no matter what how they are where they are coming from. So in other words, your background doesn't determine what you become. So that's the kind of legacy I
Mm-hmm.
want to leave. A legacy where people will look up to me and be like, wow, I'm glad he didn't give up. I'm proud of him. That is the kind of legacy I want to leave. And in the art world, I want to leave a legacy of having one of the most realistic paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to do something. I want to do something that the world will celebrate, that from years to come, just the same way we still talk about the Michelangelo, the Van Gogh, and the rest, which I just want to be talked about like that as well. And I want to be talked about for
Mm-hmm.
the right reasons.
Yes, I love that. Well, what it's incredible what you do because it's not just skill, gifted skill, but serious determination and persistence to stay with it. I can only imagine how frustrated you might get sometimes. I feel like that's why I ended up doing abstract portraits with realism eyes because the rest of the face just overwhelms me way too much.
It's frustrating, especially painting the hands, like fingers like this. Fingers are very difficult. Like
Mm,
they are challenging too. In fact, that's what's even whenever I'm doing a portrait and it has fingers, right, I get tired quickly because I just want it to come out very nice, but it's stressing and all that. So, doing, I think this is how would I put it? Uh, let me just say this is a cross I choose to carry. So realism is a cross
mm,
I choose to carry. Like I love it. So no matter what, I just have to keep improving on myself on it.
I love that cross you choose to carry. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting with that for a second. No, it's I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you because yeah, there's so many reasons and I think it's truly incredible what you do and so committed to the work and the art and yourself and self-expression and the world in showing what's possible too because to paint like that is well quite literally it's surreal work as well. It's so real. It's like how did you get that? Do you find so it's interesting you said when you do the hands you start to get more tired. How does your energy play a role? Do you find when you're doing something you love you can just paint for days or is it kind of a consistent energy? How do you feel energy play a role in your life when you're painting?
Okay. How it plays a role is this, right? When I'm getting it right, I get more energy. Like when I'm getting it right. Let's for example, I would have shown you a painting, but I don't know if I can stand up from this place. It's the one I'm currently working on right now, just behind me, just
Mm-hmm.
behind the camera. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's okay. If you want to go ahead.
can I get it?
Yes, yeah, I would love to see it.
Okay.
Up to you.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. So like so like this painting, for example. Now it has so many
Oh
hands in
wow.
it. It has so many hands in it. So now when I'm getting it right, let's say when it's coming out the way I want it, when I'm doing something, so I get more energy to keep working on it. But by the time I make a mistake or I'm
Right.
not getting it as much as I want it to be, I start losing interest.
Wow. That was so creative. What's the meaning behind so many hands?
Yeah. Now these are the meaning the hands right now is trying to hold her back. Okay. Now, for example,
Oh.
now you want to how do I phrase it, for example? Okay, you have a good job. You have a good job that's gonna pay you very well, right? Now,
Mm,
you tell it to your friends, you get different advice. Hey, don't do it. I don't like this job. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. It's gonna be terrible and stuff like that. So these are the hands that are trying to like discourage and hold you back. Now, also, also, let me be showing you so I can explain properly. So
mm-hmm.
now, also,
So
so there are different hands here, and then you see she's breaking up from okay. So
yeah. I love that
now
green too.
she's trying to go out. She's trying to do something important for herself. She's trying to explore the world. But then there are people. It could be religion. It could be society. Everybody's trying to pull you back and, oh, don't do it. It's gonna be bad for you. It's gonna be destructive and all that. So that is where the hands comes in. The hands are like people trying to like, oh, it could be religion, it could be your environment, it could be your society telling you not to do it or not to go out there and stuff like that. So so that's the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I love your work so much. I'm so excited to see the whole series. You truly are incredible. I'm not just saying that. I'm really like, oh, I admire realism and hyperrealism just so greatly because I know how I don't even know how challenging it is because I've never tried that much because I'm like, I can't.
Thank you very much.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited. So, will the series at Art Vancouver be around that concept of breaking free from whatever it is that
Yes.
might be holding you
So
back?
I have few paintings of just few paintings of the series, but then there's this series I'm exhibiting that I wanted to exhibit. The violinist series is a violinist series like
Mm,
that. So there are about three paintings of the violinist series, and then this series as well, this freedom series. So it's just two. I think I will be exhibiting two series: the violinist series and then this series,
mm, mm-hmm.
this
Well, I'm
freedom series.
excited. Yeah, thank you. What would be some inspiration or words of wisdom that you would either say to your younger self or somebody who's just getting into art and might have been in the same position that you were in as a child? What would you say to them?
Okay. What I would say to them is just keep chasing your dream. Don't listen to the outside noise because that's the meaning of
Mm,
the hands. The hands are outside noise. Don't listen to outside noise. Just keep chasing your dreams. It might not work out. It might look like it's not working out, but just trust yourself and believe in your goals. Believe in your vision. Just have a vision of where you want to be, and it will come true.
mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, you can find Silas's work will be at Art Vancouver at the Vancouver Convention Center, April 24th to the 27th. Yeah, yeah, I said the Vancouver Convention Center. Where can everyone find your work online, Silas?
Okay, I have my Instagram, Silas Onoja, at Silas
Mm-hmm.
Onoja. That's my Instagram. And then I have a website
Mm-hmm.
as well, silasonojat.com. So,
Okay.
and then on Facebook, Silas Onoja, on Twitter, on X, Silas Onoja. So on Instagram, my account is verified. It has a blue tick. And on Facebook, it has a blue tick. So just in case there are scammers out there, mine has a blue tick on them.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see your work in person. I feel mesmerized by it already. I love the colors that you chose as well. The purple and the green really pop, but in such a soft, gentle way.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. Amazing. Okay, well, I hope you find Silas's work online. Otherwise, you can come meet him. Will you be there in person this year?
Yeah, yeah,
In
I will.
in Amazing. We can come meet him. And I think you also might be in our master's painting. I'm not sure
Yeah,
exactly. I think you might have
yeah.
got it. Amazing. So you can see him painting live on stage as well on the Saturday. Interesting to see your spin on whatever the theme might be. Oh, that'll be fun.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Silas, for coming on today. I really appreciate you and this conversation, and I'm grateful we get to connect across the world. I think it's so incredible.
You're welcome.